Today, we're going to talk about why you should lease your Christmas lights to your customers rather than sell them. So maybe you're a window cleaner and you want to get into Christmas light installation and you haven't done it yet. Or maybe you've already dabbled and you started to do Christmas lights. Or maybe you've just been selling lights to the customers and you don't know any different. And I used to do that, but I'll explain why I don't anymore and why it's actually the most advantageous both for the customer and for the installer to lease the lights instead of selling them. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of Christmas lights, comment below whether you currently lease your lights or sell them to the customer for them to take. And how much do you charge? And specifically thinking about what you charge per linear foot on a roof line with these C9 bulbs. With that said, my name is Ben. I own BluLadder Window Cleaning Company in McKinney, Texas. I actually got into Christmas lights before I ever started cleaning windows. So I'm very passionate about installing Christmas lights. I love doing it. I have not grown to do multi-million dollars, but if you want to be able to do everything yourself or have a smaller operation or add it on to your existing team, I want to help you every way I can. So before we get into it, just make sure you comment below if there's any questions or suggestions that you have with regards to Christmas light installation. But having said that, let's talk about leasing. So getting started, I was one of those guys. I would go to Home Depot or Walmart or Lowe's and just buy the box store lights, throw them up on the customer's house, and just charge them a slight upsell, if that, sometimes at cost, to install the lights, and then a separate line item for the labor. And then the next year it would just be the labor. First thing happens that goes wrong. The next season, you go to put up the lights and you need new clips because the clips you bought were trash and they started falling off or breaking. Now you're going to have to either suck up the extra expense yourself because you didn't talk about it before with the customer, or you're going to have to tell the customer, hey, it's going to cost you X for this and then Y for that. And you're going to feel like you're having to beg for money and they're going to feel like you're giving them unexpected charges and you're trying to price gouge. Both parties lose in that situation. Then, not to mention, 2-3 years go down, the lights are still hanging in there, but you get to 4 or 5 years and there's definitely some pieces that need to be replaced and the customer just doesn't want to do it. I thought you said the lights were going to last for 5 years. Maybe you said that, maybe you didn't. They might still bring it up, and you're going to have to deal with those situations. Oh, and then on top of that, they have the lights because they own them, and you're going to have to find a time where they're going to be able to pull out the lights. You show up the day of the appointment, you reminded them, and the lights are missing, and they're not home. And they say, hold on, I'm going to come home. I'll get my lights out for you, and you can put them up then. They think it's only 15 minutes, takes 30 minutes. That's a wide margin of time that you're losing out on in the peak of a busy season where we don't have much extra time. On top of that, if you lease the lights, you have the opportunity to have much more revenue in the long term. Okay, now I think I've belabored enough about the fact that selling the lights is not the best idea. But now let's talk about why leasing the lights is actually a pretty good idea. Number one, you store the lights, you take care of them, you make sure they're in good shape. Because if the customer stores the lights, you don't know what's going to happen. Rats could get to them. You just don't know. You store them, you take care of them, you keep them in good shape. You don't have to worry about as many repairs or issues when you go to put them up the next year. Also, something goes wrong with the lights. Well, you own them. You guarantee the maintenance. You're just going to go do it. You don't have to worry about taking advantage of them or making them feel like you're taking advantage of them because you own the lights. You provide the service that's all inclusive and they feel pampered if they need you. Most of the time they don't because you're supplying a premium product, I would hope. By the way, my favorite bulbs are Million lights. They have these little sun warm ones are my favorite. They got the little orange on the bottom. By far the most reliable lights I've ever used is the Million warm white lights. And I like to use these clips. There's a few different brands that are very similar, but the main thing being it's round. It's not a clip that goes onto it. You screw the bulb into the socket with the clip on there. At the end of the season, they don't fall out. You can actually get them through a link for a supplier. That's going to be in the description of this video. So check it out. I'll get a little commission if you do buy it, but it's usually one of the better prices that I've seen on the market if you're shopping around. So if you want to support my channel, that definitely goes a long way. With that said, the other advantage of leasing the lights instead of selling is that you're always going to have everything that you need because you know exactly what you installed before and what you're bringing with you. You can test the lights. If you think you need to, you can test the lights before you get to the job and make sure you have everything there. Another advantage that's actually good for the customer is if they are moving or they don't want to commit to a color scheme, you have your option to charge a rebulbing fee or not. I usually just include it with the price if they want it rebulbed, but it's easy to charge a $50 rebulbing fee if that's what you want to do. But all that to say, they don't have to commit to the colors. They can always add more color the next year. You don't necessarily have to unscrew every bulb. You can just throw some red in there or some green on the peaks when you're putting the lights up at the next season. So those are the primary reasons why I love to lease to the customer and why I convince them that it's actually better for them too. Now, on top of that, if you're charging for installing the Christmas lights, let's say you're selling the lights separately, you're going to get maybe the amount that you charged that year. You might do a little bit of an upcharge, which you ought to, for selling them the lights because you're the one going and finding the lights, curating it for them, making sure they're going to work, and you're going to assemble them and install them. So either way, you should be charging something for the lights extra than what you paid. Now, assuming you're going to sell them, you can easily charge them twice what you paid. That should account for any extra labor that goes with preparing the lights to custom retrofit them for the house. So let's say you charge 2x. Well, let's just say when you install the lights and you're leasing them, you're going to just charge at cost. I don't have a separate line item. I just tell them this is the price for everything that we talked about. I'll list out the different elements, roof line, around the plant beds, doing a perimeter of doors or windows. I'll go ahead and list that out, but I'm not going to break down the difference between the Christmas light materials, and they don't care about that. They just care about the bottom line and what's included. So I make sure that they know it's an all-inclusive service, including installation, maintenance throughout the season, no matter what goes wrong, and then taking the lights down. Another bonus is that you can guarantee that you're going to be there to take the lights down because you own them. They don't have to worry about whether you're going to come back or not because you're indebted to the process now. You've invested by putting your lights on their house, so therefore you will definitely come back. Now, the most common way to price your leasing is dollars per foot, and that can vary from region to region very dramatically. And when I say dramatically, I mean you go up to Pennsylvania or somewhere in the Northeast or into Washington, and there's plenty of guys who are every day getting $14 per linear foot. That means $1,400 to put the lights up, take them down, take any maintenance to consideration. And that's just for 100 linear feet. That's a very simple, basic front roof line. You go to other places, I think in around Chicago, you might get around $8 to $10 per linear foot. Here in Texas, it's extremely competitive. It's also very competitive anywhere else, I think, along the border states. Maybe it's just because of the good weather. Maybe it's because there's a cheaper labor force. I'm not sure. Hopefully things get better here. But I heard not too long ago that Texas is the most competitive place for Christmas light pricing. For example, I am considered one of the more expensive providers in my area at $5 per linear foot. Full transparency, I don't always charge by linear foot. I just look at the house and I know, okay, that size roof line we can do for $400. That size roof line we can do for $5. I think actually my minimum is $500 now, but I think you get the idea. I can look at it and just give them a price and I know about how long it'll take me. First year, it might take me 2 years to install a basic roof line for $500-$600. Second year, I can do that in less than an hour, maybe 45 minutes. So you do the math, that's pretty good hourly wages. We just got to squeeze as much of that into 4 to 6 weeks as we possibly can, 8 weeks max. If you're going to be putting lights around trees and shrubs, bushes, the easiest way to calculate price for that is $1 per strand amount. Anywhere from 25 to 35 or more dollars per strand. Or if you're doing greenery, basically 1.5 times the price that you're spending to get the greenery. And that's for leasing, mind you. Once you've gotten through the first season, it's going to be recurring profit. The next year, it's all gravy. It's so quick to put on there, and it becomes all dollars and cents that you get to save in your pocket, providing you take care of the equipment. And this is another big advantage of you leasing it. If you have the customer storing the light, you don't know how they're going to stuff it into their attic or put it into their garage, what pieces get broken, how deteriorated it can get just from the weather and the heat. There's just all kinds of things that can go wrong. They put a garland and then they set a box on top of it so it crushes and you have to try to get it all to look good again. It becomes very challenging. If you take it, you can store it in a way where you know it's going to be easy to reinstall and very quick, very efficient. You're going to have it ready to go, cataloged for the next season once you take the lights down. So in general, if you're leasing the lights, That's what I found works for my very competitive area, $5 per linear foot. I'm pushing that a little bit higher this year, maybe $6 or $7 per linear foot. If they do a larger job, then I might bring it back down closer to that $5 per linear foot. If you're living in a place where there's snow or there's lots of rain or any type of inclement weather on a regular basis, at least once a week, then you're definitely going to want to make that number significantly higher. So do a little bit of price shopping in your area. Don't look at the cheap guys. Don't look at the landscapers. If you're a landscaper, I'm sorry. It's just that a lot of landscapers are a lot cheaper than the rest of the guys. So look at the more competitive premium price property, the premium price installers in your area, and use them as your litmus test, not just the landscaper down the road who's willing to do it at cost. So that's a little bit vague, I know, when it comes to pricing. But the thing is, every region is so different, and you need to make sure that the prices work with your metrics. How much does it cost you to get lights? How much does it cost you to put them up there with your labor force? Is it expensive to have somebody working for you? Can you get by with paying them $15 an hour and they do an adequate job? Or do you need to invest a little bit extra because the living wages are so high and you can't get anybody to work for you for less than $25 an hour? You can work out bonuses and all that other stuff, but all that said, you need to make sure your costs, your expenses line up with the amount that you can actually charge and that you're going to stay as profitable as possible. Remember that each year you're going to get busier. There's going to be higher demand for you because more people will find out about you. My biggest driving force right now is word of mouth by far. I'm able to get higher tickets from the word of mouth customers than anything else, and I have the highest close rate with them as well. Speaking of which, let's start talking about sales and overcoming customer objections. First of all, remember that if you go in person to talk with somebody, they meet you, you build a rapport, they're going to be more likely to do business with you than the guy who just texts them or emails them a price. Having said that, a lot of times the convenience of just texting them or emailing a price is actually going to win that lead. So you have to know the nuance. Always offer to go out there and meet them in person and take a look at everything, but also say, hey, if you need something in a rush, I can get you a rough estimate right now. And if you have multiple options, your chances of landing those leads goes up significantly. Now, with Christmas lights in particular, the close rate nationwide is something very abysmal. Less than 20% is very common, especially if you're not going in person. If you go in person and if you have your systems really dialed in and you have good prices, then you might be able to get up to about 30% close rate. So if you're doing that, don't feel bad. You're actually doing really great. If you're getting lower than that, you're kind of part of the numbers that add up for everybody else in the nation. So do your best, but have your expectations low. Remember, whatever you're doing to get leads affects how quality they are. If you're doing Facebook campaigns, your ad content makes a big difference on the type of leads that are coming in. And so that percentage of close rate could go down even lower. If you're getting everybody's kid, their nieces, their nephews, all reaching out to you for prices, they don't have the money to actually make the decision. They're just wanting it on their house and they Google, who can give me a Christmas light? Who can put lights on my tree or something like that? You're going to get a lot of looky-loos who aren't actually interested in spending money or can't even spend money. So these things definitely play into the close rate. But let's get in leasing versus selling. When they question, why can't I buy my lights from you? You can go back to all of the different points that I said earlier in the video. But the biggest thing that I've noticed is that it's the convenience. If anything goes wrong, we'll take care of you. We come back, we're a white glove service. You don't have to tell us twice. We'll be there within 72 hours. We'll take care of any problems that you have. And you don't have to pay an extra penny. The other guys who sell you the lights, they're going to come back and they're going to charge you a fee just to show up, not to mention the materials to replace whatever broke. And we don't care if it's Mother Nature or if a neighbor came and tried to sabotage your home, we're going to be there for you. And if we made a mistake, it doesn't matter, we're taking care of it. If it's not our fault, it doesn't matter, we're taking care of it. So it's going to be stress-free and we'll be there as quick and as possible. We guarantee 72 hours, but oftentimes we get there the same day or next day. Oftentimes they'll say, well, what about next year? Is the price going to be cheaper next year since you already provided the lights? And I'll say, no, we actually do something special for you. We lock you into the same price for the next 3 years, so you don't have to worry about inflation or some crazy war affecting prices. We're able to lock in your rate so that you don't have to worry about things changing. That also can get them to sign a contract if you're trying to do that. It's a really good selling point across the board. If they mention that there's another guy who does it cheaper and he's selling them lights too, just warn them that the lights that guy's providing might not be as good a quality. They're probably not going to last very long. And then when they want their lights installed in year 2 and year 3, they're going to have to buy all new lights more than likely. Many times, people are buying lights from Walmart or from Home Depot or Lowe's, and they're just not designed to last. We as professional installers can do top quality lights like those Minleon bulbs in premium socket wire, and it's going to last for 5, 7, even 10 years before you have any issues. So again, most of our clients aren't as price conscious as you think. They might bring up price, but that's not the main thing they care about. If you can guarantee them that the quality is better or that the customer service is going to be better, these are the things that they actually care a lot more about than the price. The price can be a factor if it's just apples and apples. But if you're showing them that you're actually going to bring them a home-baked apple pie and the other guy's just going to drop off a bag of apples, you've definitely got an edge on the competition, even if you're charging double or triple the other guys. Now, I also find that it's really helpful to have a bunch of different pictures of lights that you've done in the past. Don't just go get generic stuff from the internet. Maybe you could put lights on your own home and show a variety, or you can take pictures of other guys who you're friends with. You can network with other Christmas light installers, and oftentimes they're more than happy to share a couple of photos of relevant work. Remember, if you live in Massachusetts, those colonial homes are going to look a lot different than something in the middle of the desert of Arizona. So make sure you're using pictures of lights with materials that you use in the types of houses that you're actually going to be installing on. This brings up another advantage that I like to use for selling to leasing. Because if the customer thinks they might leave their house, move to a new one within the next 1, 2, 3 years, or if they think they might want to change their mind about colors, guarantee them that you'll be able to take care of them either way. If they move, they don't have to carry the lights with them. You take care of them. If they want to change their mind about colors, you're happy to take care of it for you. You have a full supply of anything they could imagine. Another really helpful selling tip, if they talk about whether you're going to store them or they're going to store them, you let them know that when you lease the lights, you take care of them. They don't have to worry about where they're going to stuff them away. That frees up closet space, attic space, garage space, whatever kind of space they need. You capitalize on what they want and say, hey, we'll take care of it so you don't have to worry about it all year long. Then when we come back, we don't have to hassle you. We just show up and throw the lights. It makes it easy for them. Everybody's happy, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. The other point that I bring up to help with the pricing situation is that if we lease the lights, we don't have to charge them the full price of the materials on year one. We're actually able to kind of mitigate by charging a fair price for them, where we're able to assume we're going to install those lights year after year after year, and so we don't charge them what we would have to charge them if we were selling the lights. So it actually helps with the sticker shock, and that's what I tell them. So let's say their house is going to cost $1,000. They're going to do the roof line, maybe the outline of some windows and doors, and then some lights around the plant beds. The leasing was going to cost $1,000, but if I was going to sell them lights, it might cost $1,300, $1,400, or even $1,500, depending on what lights they're getting installed. But if I lease them to them, they're going to be able to have that lower price for the next 3 years, guaranteed. If I was going to sell them, maybe I would be able to give them a better deal on years 2 and 3, but the $1,500 on year 1, well, they'll be thankful that they don't have to spend it all at once. Imagine what they can do with that money in the meantime. Anyways, I know there's not a lot of content out there about leasing versus selling Christmas lights. I hope what I presented here helped you at least a little bit so that you can at least have something to start with when you go into this Christmas light season. If you have any other specific questions or objections or ideas, feel free to comment below. And if you've got more questions, I'd be more than happy to create more videos in the future about Christmas lights because, again, 'tis the season and I love it. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.